Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this corner of the internet. My name is Sincerely Cypher, and today we are back on the PRISM SMP for a third episode. We probably just saw a time lapse of me creating this fine, majestic building here behind me, and we'll talk more about what that is and why I built it. But first things first, I just want to quickly apologize about the duration of time it took for me to get this episode out to you. A lot of things kind of happened, right? There was some technical and creative issues with this episode, and I also had a few other things going on. I had some family visiting in from across the country, so that was kind of fun but distracting from this. And then my partner got some poor health news, so we've been tackling that. But I am here now. We're having fun here in Minecraft. That's today's focus. And without further ado, let's get into it. So this building here is one that I am calling the Solarium. So basically, it's a guild house, and the purpose of this is to found or open the Farmers Guild. I don't know if you guys caught it, but in episode 1, I was talking with a few of my peers about the guild system that we have here on the Prism server. And we'll talk a little bit more about that today in case anyone's kind of forgotten all the information. But the short of it that you need to know is if you're going to sell stuff, you have to be in a guild. I wanted to open a flower shop, so I opened the Farmers Guild because, the Farmers Guild handles flowers and no one had opened the guild yet. So that's basically why we built this. The TLDR is I really wanted to build a flower shop. And I think I'm going to go into more detail about how the guilds work while I'm building the flower shop. But if we hop in here, I'll show you guys some of the details. The inside is meant to give you this feeling that you're in this grand greenhouse, but also there's lots of sun and everything and natural lighting, hence the solarium. This was my creative way to tie this whole build back to Coast of Sol. We won't be doing a lot in Coast of Sol today, so sorry if that's bad news. But we've got this cool little solarium, right, with this sun theme. You can actually, if I go into free cam, you can see that I've integrated this sun pattern onto the floor. This was a pixel art design I found on Google Images that I really like. So, credit to whoever posted on one website and then that got forwarded to Google Images. Credit to whoever, right? To the artist. But I really like this pattern. So I just put in some bright, colorful terracotta against some dark, deep slate to get some contrast. Obviously, we've got lots of things hanging and dangling. We've got spore blossoms, right? Giving us the green little pixels falling down from the sky. We've got hanging plants, which is something I really enjoy. We've got these glow berries that are growing really long now. I mean, they all started as one block tall, I guess you would say. And now I have some that are literally touching the floor. I have to go around and trim them. But I really like how this turned out. And obviously we have this fountain thing coming from the ceiling. Doesn't make a ton of sense, but it just looks cool. One of my favorite details about this build is in the doorway. I actually managed to create a design or a pattern. Oops, this hanging plant is in the way. So you've got like petals here, right? A stem. You got leaves coming off in a bushy way. So this is meant to be a plant itself. So everything about this building is all natural, all grown, lots of detail related to plants and earthy tones. The building is a little too symmetrical for my liking. You guys probably don't know this about me, but I'm really good at symmetrical builds, but I find them to be not as cool as asymmetrical builds. But still like how this turned out ultimately. I got to run over to my bed before the monsters get me. So that all said, this building exists. It's a guild house for the Farmers Guild. The Farmers Guild is now open, and I am effectively the owner of it. Now I can go pursue my dreams of building a flower shop in the shopping district. So that's what we're going to go do. We're heading into the, I don't even know what you would call this. This is it's the shopping district, but this corner of it is the government official side that RegentTitan mostly handles. I mean, whenever we do server meetings and whatnot, we all meet up here. Oops, my elytra just bugged out. At either rate, we're not going to build the shop at this exact spot, but it's not going to be far. So, oops, if we walk the rest of the way, I've kind of picked out a spot right there to put our shop together. It's going to be a very basic starter shop. It's going to basically be just like a sort of tent kind of thing. What just happened to my body? You can see I've got some materials over there that we're going to use. My theory is this: perhaps while footage of me experimenting and building a little flower shop is going on, this would be a really good time for me to explain the guild system and how it all works. So it's not just me talking and blah blah blah, right? It's like I'm actually doing something on the screen simultaneously. It's going to be something new. I haven't tried it yet on the channel. Comments is a great place to leave feedback if you're thinking that it's not a good idea. But without further ado, let's make a little shop and do some yapping. So guilds, here on Prism, we really liked what Hermitcraft did with their current season with the Hermit Permits, though we didn't want to just steal their system. And also we recognized that, let's say you get a permit to sell an item in the game that you just have no interest in gathering, collecting, and then selling, right? It's kind of a really bad feeling when you're just stuck with only like a few options that you didn't even want in the first place. So we kind of adapted the system a little bit to our guild system. It was not easy, but we took all the some 1,400 items in Minecraft and split them into 6 major categories, right? So those 6 categories are the different guilds. The long and short of it is, if you want to sell something that belongs to a particular guild, you have to be a part of that guild. Whether you're the guild owner or just a guild member, doesn't really matter. Let's say you're not a part of any guilds and you want to join a guild, but that guild doesn't exist yet. All you have to do to create the guild is build the guild house. We kind of did that earlier with the Solarium that I showed you guys at the beginning of the video. So actually, here's a fun fact. I was actually the first guild house, that was the first guild house that was built on the server, and therefore I was the first one to open a guild. So that's just kind of a fun little piece of trivia. But anyways, so the different guilds all sell different things, and oftentimes guilds interact with each other, where one guild might sell something that kind of needs materials from another guild. So there's this natural incentive for everyone to do business with one another. Our guild is the Farmers Guild, so we get to sell soils, dirts, muds, crops, seeds, flowers, anything that you can grow or grow on in the overworld, right? I think we even include like sugarcane and cactus and all that. So that's kind of the one I went for. The other guilds as well include the Masons Guild, which is like stones, metals, ores, anything that's like in the earth as far as like the overworld goes. You have the Carpenters Guild, who focuses on wood and leaves and some things that you can craft with wood. Again, just focusing on the overworld specifically. Then things get a little bit more interesting with the Druids Guild, which handles everything mob related across all dimensions, including the Nether and the End. So Druids get like the actual animals themselves, but then also anything that those animals would drop. We're talking everything from like a little sheep all the way up to an ender dragon, you know what I mean? Like everything on the spectrum there. Similarly, there's the Mages Guild. The Mage Guild does get some obscure materials from the overworld, especially from places like the deep dark biomes or the ocean monument structures. But the Mages Guild is also in charge of handling everything that's like Nether and End related, not including mobs, of course. But yeah, they do a lot of enchanting stuff and brewing stuff, and they're going to be really crucial. The final guild is the Mechanist Guild. The Mechanist Guild handles a lot of machinery and redstone components, so any sort of like farm or machine that you're trying to make, they'll probably have the pieces that you need. But one cool element of the Mechanist Guild is not only do they sell like machines and stuff, but you think like the guys who engineer stuff would probably know how to refine materials to their absolute best quality, right? So I figured, when we were sitting down and we were deciding what guild to sell what, I kind of thought of this idea where like the Mechanist Guild also sells luxury items. So maybe perhaps, there's something that I guess an example would be like the carpenters, right? They can sell signs because you can craft that with wood. And then you have the Masons Guild, which can sell chains because, it's made of iron. But in Minecraft now, there are hanging signs where you hang a sign off of chains. And I thought it'd be cool if, like, hey, the Mechanist recognizes that's a luxury item. They take the chain, they take the wood, and they refine it into this new luxury item, which is the hanging signs. And so you'll see that a lot where they kind of combine elements of two or more guilds for premium items and then sell those items in addition to their machines. So those are the 6 shopping related guilds. I mean, we also have some guilds that aren't shopping related, but I won't touch upon those really this episode. We might encounter them later on in the season. Who knows? But that's about it for the guild system. The only thing I didn't really mention is like if you want to join a guild but it already exists, that's fine. You just have to talk to the owner of that guild about what the policies are, and the guild owners, our responsibility is to like decide like how people join our individual guilds, but there's no like set rules about that. So if you guys actually have ideas for what people joining the Farmers Guild should have to do, I would love suggestions either in my comment section or in my Discord server, which is, linked in the description of this video. You should probably just be in there anyways, right? Lots of cool stuff going on there these days. But yeah, that's the guild system in a single yap sesh. All right, so after a nice little chat about the guild system in about an hour to hour and a half at IRL time for me, we have ourselves a nice little flower tent. Yes, it is going to be a tent for now. I have this cool idea where as we earn more and more diamonds from the shop, we'll take those diamonds and we'll go buy materials to build this into like an actual brick and mortar shop over time. Kind of like Animal Crossing style, Nook's Cranny kind of makes sales over time and then it gets bigger and bigger. I thought that'd be a cool concept for this little shop. I know you guys have probably seen the bulk of this, right, while we were talking in different snippets, but just in case, as we walk in here, we have a lot going on with like the dirt being torn up. We have like some overgrowing stuff, even some little pebbles here that I think are really cool. I did put in a single spore blossom just to get the kind of little green particles falling down, which we all like. So the idea is, someone who's shopping here might say like, hey, I need a cornflower. So they'll find the potted cornflower and then boom, all the ones for sale will be in this barrel. And then they can buy as much as they need. Any barrel that's overgrown or has another barrel on top of it, those will just be always empty. They're more so for aesthetic. And then as we come over here, all the plants that are like 2 blocks tall and can't go in a flower pot, I have those advertised out here. We're missing the pitcher plant, obviously, as well as the torch flower is going to go right there for obvious reasons. I need to go get sniffers. But anyways, pink petals are here as well in this nice little like sort of barrel in front of this barrel where they'll actually be sold. So let me sleep real quick. But I mean, even with the sunset, if we get like this nice sunset view, I think this is a great, great first edition of the flower shop for sure. So while I was the first person to open one of the guilds, right, to make one of the guild houses, I actually wasn't the first shop. I mean, maybe the first shop that is like detailed out, but I actually lost the race for first shop to one of the server founders, Calm. He's been away, but he recently rejoined the server, put up a Druids guild, seemingly over a weekend, and now I'm walking very slowly over there. He's got this little cart. The Druids Guild handles everything mobs, really, right? We already had that talk. So, like, he's selling tadpoles and eggs. Yeah, that's my kind of shop right there. The one thing I didn't do with this is I didn't give the shop a name. And oh gosh, this is one of those things that'd be perfect to like let the comments vote on or something, but I can't leave it blank in the meantime. So for now, we'll just put something super basic. We will say rooted in non-reality. And then Cypher, oops, here we'll do, well, actually, let's just do this. We'll put a line and then we'll say flower shop. No. Really? How do you like flower shop? Okay. That's not really like flower shop is not all one big word, but for today's purposes, it's going to have to be. Planted, grown, and picked with love. Heart. God, gotta love Unicode. Yeah. Oh, and I guess there's a lot of details in here I probably failed to mention, but these hanging plants, I love those things, honestly. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I go crazy for them every time. So with the shop built, now I just gotta, decide what my prices are gonna be and fill these barrels with merchandise. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be some flowers that are obnoxious to get, but a lot of these, is just gonna be me taking bone meal, going out into flower forests or other biomes, and just, sprinkling the ground with some bone meal, growing the flowers and picking them all. Um, and that's something that can kind of happen off camera, but I'm excited for us to see how much money we actually make from this. I didn't choose a flower shop because I thought we'd get rich fast. I chose it just because I really like flowers, man. I don't know what to say. The idea of having a little shop and selling our little flowers, I mean, it just sounded really relaxing, to be honest. And I've needed a little bit of peace these days. So, yeah, I'd say this is a mission well done. And let's head back to Coast of Soul real quick, just for a brief moment. So here we are back in Coast of Soul. I mean, immediately just at a glance, there's probably so much about this place that looks different. You guys are probably thinking like, what even happened here? Look, so like I said, it's been a few weeks and things have just been kind of happening that have been like recorded, not recorded, time lapse, not time lapse, and with me trying to get episode 3 out, it's going to be too much stuff to try and sprinkle in like what's all this? What's this building? What's that building going to be? Why is the ground so flat? How did we get a beacon? Actually, we are going to talk about how I got a beacon. That's actually the one thing that I'm going to make a big point about. I needed a beacon for my mud machine, which is currently what's sitting in that building there. And I have never killed a wither before in Minecraft. To make a beacon, you need the wither star, so you have to kill the wither, which is Minecraft's like basically one of the top bosses. And I just haven't done it in a decade and a half because I've never needed a beacon before. But thankfully, I asked Regent and Panda if they'd like to join me for an epic quest to summon the wither and kill it. And Regent was unavailable, but Panda came through and kind of gave me some pointers. We spent some time together, and yeah, I'm going to show you guys that footage because it was a grand old time. We had a lot of fun, and I think you'll enjoy it. So here it is.
Yeah, so basically with this, we have this tunnel. So we just like come over here, we wait a couple seconds to let them spawn, and then we just run back, and then we kind of just do that over and over again until we get the skulls.
Gotcha. Okay.
Also build a secret tunnel that Ari kept breaking into when we were doing this.
I don't want to describe what I'm looking at, but
No. By the way, this Nether Fortress is like a Scooby-Doo episode. Like it wraps all around and like comes back on itself, and it doesn't make any sense. Up in like these spots is usually where they will spawn the most, kind of.
Gotcha.
Also like over here.
Oh, I think I
It all
lost
kind of just depends. Yeah. Don't worry, just follow one end and it'll lead you back out.
Now, the wither. Oh, I got one.
Nice.
Haha, take that, RNG.
Oh, I'm about to die.
Wait, you're about to die? No. Say
Yeah.
psych right now.
No, I got withered. I got withered, and I got hit by the blaze. That was close. How you like this guy that I built? You look from the top down.
That's awesome. From here, Panda and I continued to go back and forth from our safety spot to the Nether Fortress, killing all the wither skeletons every time, trying to get the skulls. It turns out the random percent chance to actually get a skull drop is incredibly rare, so this ended up taking us over an hour to get all 3 that we needed. But we did get it done, And from there, we decided that we wanted to fight the actual Wither fight in a giant cave back in the overworld. Okay, the only thing is we have to do a lot of clearing out of regular mobs, but we can handle that.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw some torches down.
I brought some too. I just gotta get these baddies off of me.
God, I'm praying that this dude doesn't like. I'm a little worried that he's just gonna like fly up on us.
I have some scaffold. 21.
Okay.
9 plus 12.
I have some I have some scaffold. By the way, do you need some milk?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's actually a very
Here.
intelligent idea. Okay,
Take
hold
some
on.
milk.
My inventory is very full. I don't think I really need rotten flesh, though. I come from a place. Costa Sol is a place of light and facing darkness head on. And what we are doing
Right.
today is summoning darkness itself.
Are we now? Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing. Panda, you're like my best Minecraft friend, okay? And
Right.
we've just gone on so few yet such impactful adventures together. We even run a business together. You have my word that I will protect you. I will not abandon you down here to die, okay? Under no circumstance.
I would hope not. I would hope not. Since you're the seasoned vet, the pro Minecrafter.
With my skills and your charm, this wither stands no chance.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Summon
Just gotta.
the beast.
Ooh, spooky.
Okay, you know, I meant all the stuff I said before, but I think I'm about to poop in my pants right now.
Did you bring a bow?
Well, I've only got like 10 arrows, so.
Oh, you don't have infinity yet.
Shoot, it's breaking the torches. The light is fading.
No.
The monsters are coming.
Oh,
Yo,
no.
we got a wither rose though. That's kind of dope. Okay.
Nice. Oh yeah, because if it kills stuff, we get wither roses.
I'm very, very low on arrows. Coming in.
Sword
coming.
time.
Is he about to explode? Is that why he's glowing like that?
No, it just means we can't use the bows anymore.
Wait, he's about to
Hey.
die. Yo, we got him.
We did it. And you got the head.
We got 2 heads.
Those are the wither heads. So look at this. Let me come over here in the light real quick. We got the wither head, right?
Yeah.
And then the wither projectile head.
Wow.
I would say that's pretty rare. That might be value wise, that might be worth a couple dirt. If I had to guess. If I had to be a guessing man.
A few dirt indeed. A few dirt indeed.
A few dirt indeed. Probably at least 7.
That was, man, that was so
Yeah.
easy. I wasn't scared at all, guys. Not at all.
Yeah, you were fearless.
And
You were a brave warrior.
I protected Panda so well. No one on the server could have done for you what I just did today.
Absolutely not. No. Not in a million years. Not, dare I say it. Dare I say it. Not even Regent. Not even Regent.
Not even Regent could have pulled
Yeah.
out these moves. Well, that's the whole adventure, I suppose.
That's the adventure. That's all she wrote.
Oh
Iron
man,
ingot.
that's crazy. We fought that guy for like not even like 5 minutes. but
Not
we
even
got the-
5 minutes. Yeah.
But we got the skulls to summon it for like an hour.
Yep. I'm tracking right now 1.5 hours is how much time that entire endeavor took us.
I guess this is I mean, once we resurface, this is probably where we part ways for now.
Yeah. Probably thank you for being the fearless leader that I knew you could be. You know,
All in a day's
don't really know
work.
if I would have been able to handle that by myself. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you asked for my assistance, but it was obviously as you know, as a lackey, as a martyr, you know, for this wither fight, you know. Not because you actually needed the help, because you're the fearless leader.
I saw
Cypher.
the best in you.
Yeah.
And and I wanted to bring that out. So I took you to the darkest. You ever hear like hero's journey and like writing and all that? I took you to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
darkest cave.
yeah, exactly. Perfect. This is this is where I peak.
And that's the story of how I got this beacon. Um, yeah, I basically just needed it for haste. I'll show you guys my little mud machine here. The design is by a famous redstone YouTuber named Ilmango. The tutorial to make this farm will be linked in the description. But when you're on a multiplayer server, the timings of things get weird, so you can't really use a shovel for this design. Basically, it breaks the dirt too fast, and the dirt doesn't have a chance to turn into mud first, which is, that kind of just defeats the whole purpose. So I decided to use my fist, but to make it go faster, you get haste too from the beacon, and it keeps things running smoothly even without a shovel. And then off to my other side here, there's this micro crop farm that Etzmine recommended. I'll put the link for this video or this sort of contraption in the description as well for those interested. But this is just a machine that allows me to make any crop that you grow on farmland. You can't really see it here. So basically, I could grow like wheat or carrots or something here at a super fast rate. And you're probably thinking like, Cypher, are you doing what I think you're doing? And yes, I am. Taking the mud from this machine on the left, taking the wheat from this machine on the right, you put it together and you get packed mud. But Cypher, why the need for packed mud? Well, I'll show you. If I go into floaty cam here for a second, I mean, look at this area, right? So this is Coast of Sol, this Mediterranean sort of Southern American style. Like it's meant to be dry, arid, and there's just like green and brown everywhere. I don't think the color of regular dirt is actually really what's the word I would look for? Realistic when it comes to the environment I'm trying to simulate. On the screen though, right now, I'll put in a picture of packed mud as a block just for, I'm assuming most people have seen it, but not everyone. And I feel like that block would do much better as a block for like cliff faces and hill edges. Is that a word? Edges of the hills. Anyways, I just feel like if I replaced a lot of the terrain here with packed mud, it would look a lot better for what we're trying to accomplish. But that said, that is a lot of packed mud. So hence the mud machine and the wheat micro farm. Anyways, since I don't have a good time lapse of this building, we're gonna pause on doing a lot of look-sees at that. I think I'm also actually going to add a few more details to that building, and for that, I'll make sure you guys are included and involved. But for right now, like I said, this episode's not really about Coast of Sol. I just had to come back here to drop some stuff off, and I figured you guys would ask a lot of questions in the comments about, just the fact that this place looks completely different. So no worries. I promise you're not going to miss out on anything important. Right now, I'm just doing a lot of setup for what's to come. So if you guys want to know more, feel free to ask questions in the comments. But we're going to head back to the Farmers Guild House for a little bit. All right, so we're back at the Solarium, aka the guild house for the Farmers Guild. Now, even though I've chosen the route of selling flowers, future guild members or even myself may want to open a shop related to, crops. The big like main four crops that you might find in Minecraft are carrots, potatoes, wheat, and beetroot. There's definitely more than that, but those are certainly the big ones, right? And it just feels like, with this building being here, we need to start getting some like big open fields going. And I haven't really thought about what that's going to look like. However, we've got this nice little like pond that's growing sugarcane. So I feel like we can kind of leave that as is. But I'm imagining if I go in free cam for a second, so we have like this little area, right? Kind of the river is there, and there's like this big open like bend. So that could be like one crop field. We could possibly do another crop field here if I were to take out some of this hill. We want to make sure that we're growing as many crops as possible because that's what our guild sells. That's what we profit off of. Even if I personally don't decide to open like a wheat shop or a potato shop, someone else who joins the guild might. And we got to look out for each other here in the Farmers Guild. So that said, I think the first field that I'm going to try and incorporate is probably a wheat one. I was thinking, I was thinking this whole like bend here could be a wheat field, but then I realized that's probably overkill, especially because, people can just make those micro crop farms like the one I showed you guys earlier. So maybe this is more of an aesthetic thing, or when someone needs a quick piece of wheat. Let's just experiment and see what we can figure out. I had this sort of epiphany as I was kind of laying out the shape of these like crop fields. You can see I was kind of going crazy over here, just getting some shapes. And oops, I hit the wrong button. What I am really intending, right, is for the azalea leaves to be these sort of bushes that kind of partition the lands in the different sections. I think part of the reason why it looks weird, like the way it leads up to the pond like this, is mostly because like I can't see the actual lines of the bushes. I think if I were to instead actually start putting these down where they go, like here, I mean, again, that does look a little odd, so maybe there will be a path there. But the idea is that like I should be using the leaves to draw and then doing the land. I think that'll help out a lot. So I think here already I can see that I don't like how this curves. It should come out a bit more, I guess I'd say like straight, more straight than it is like now. Here we go. And then if we go back in with shears, I can get these leaves back. But so basically the crop field will circle the pond. Again, that may not stay that way because the pond should be separate from the fields, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I'll go back in through here and make sure some of these are, the flowering ones, not just the plain green ones. But I think this makes a lot more sense for me laying this all out. And actually, I now have another theory. What if? Okay, oops, wrong button again. I think I'm cooking. Just give me a second. I have an idea. This has kind of turned out a lot better than I was expecting. So, um, I mean, I think the one major issue is I kind of made the what are these called? Beetroots. I made this field a little larger than this field, but we'll probably fix that by having the wheat field continue a little bit more that way. But I mean, just looking at all of this here, I mean, this is a lot of crops, and it really cements the idea that we're doing a lot of farming here. Using the floating camera once more, I kind of, I was talking earlier about how I feel like you should be able to access the pond to get the sugar cane, and the longer I kept trying to make that work, the more I was like, That's just going to be too ridiculous. The pond is really cool. We'll just build around the pond, and there won't be a clear way to get to it, but that's fine. That's fine. Not every pond needs to be reachable, right? So I kind of like what we got going on here. I'll probably have carrots swing around this corner and potatoes wrap around here after, wheat continues a little bit because it got cut off kind of early by the beetroot. And I mean, this is just one section of the whole area. I mean, we can get some crops over in that direction, over in this direction as well. But I don't know, guys. I think this is looking pretty decent. Yeah, I don't know. Like this building looks really cool without the atmosphere, but like I don't know, something about this, right? Just and let me get us a slightly better angle here, but something like this, I don't know. I just think that looks really cool. And I think another thing that I want to try too is there's a lack of like stones going on. Like when I'm looking at this like hedgerow that like separates each type of crop field, I'm imagining like some mossy cobblestone and regular cobblestone coming up to make like these boulders here and there. I think that would be a really nice finishing touch. Not something I'll do this episode because I mean, let's face it, this episode's gonna be really long if I don't stop recording soon. I've been going for like 4 hours, and that's just today. Anyways, I think we'll end today's video in this exact spot because I'm really digging the vibes of the area. So, as always, I want to say a massive thank you to you guys for watching the whole video, and also just for kind of giving me your best patience while I was, getting the episode set up. I know at the end of the day, it's not like anyone's jumping out of their chair or bed every morning saying like, "Oh my God, where's the new Sincerely Cypher video?" But I've had a few people reach out and ask if I was okay. I've had people talk to me on the daily about like, when's this episode coming? We need to new, we're interested to see what you're working on. So to everyone, thank you for your patience, and also thank you for being excited about what I've got going on these days. Kind of with the setting sun here, we'll wrap things up. But episode 4 should not take nearly as long. Don't worry about that. Last thing I really want to say is a huge shout out to my partner in real life. Even though they've been unwell and we've all been incredibly busy, they've just remained super supportive of me doing YouTube and helping me to, have time to finish this episode. So huge shout out to my partner. I love them a lot, even more than I love Minecraft. And that's about it, guys. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.